Hi, welcome. So I'm Vicky, I'm a delivery manager at the Open Data Institute. The title of this session is Open Data and Beyond, Charting the Wide World of Data Access. So at the ODI, we've been exploring how we can increase access to data while retaining trust. So in this session, I'll be sharing our findings so far and introducing our data access map, which some of you may have already seen, which we've created to help you navigate the many models that are available. Thank you to the Internet Society New York for recording this session. So I'm just going to give you a quick kind of overview of the goals and the focus for this session, tell you a little bit about the ODI and our research and development programme, introduce you to the data access map that we've been working on, and then I was hoping we could have a kind of interactive discussion about some of the benefits and limitations of various ways of data sharing. So the goal of this session is to situate open data within the wider world of data access models. So I work for the Open Data Institute. This is an open data conference, but hopefully everyone's aware that obviously open data won't work for everything. So we think this is a kind of good way of situating it within the wider world of different models. So we want to kind of share our findings in our work in this area, and also to learn from you guys about kind of real world examples and kind of pros and cons that you found from your work. So the focus of this session is, so I'm going to share some of the findings from our discovery phase, which we started last April. Show you the data access map in a little bit more detail, and then we can discuss the pros and cons of some specific models that I picked out. Cool. So has anyone heard of the Open Data Institute? So we were founded in 2012 by Tim Berners-Lee, who I assume everyone knows, and Nigel Chabot, who's a professor in artificial intelligence, and Jenny Tennyson's our CEO, and Louise Burke's our chief operating officer. So we're an independent not-for-profit based in London, but we work internationally. There's around 60 of us, and we do quite a kind of wide range of things. So we provide training, we've got a research and development programme, which is basically about a third of our work. We do some sector programmes, so we've got one around sport, which is quite a big one for us at the moment. We also have a range of partners and a vendors network as well. So our mission is to work with companies and governments to build an open, trustworthy data ecosystem. Our vision is that we want people, organisations, and communities to use data to make better decisions and be protected from any harmful impacts. Which assumes I've shared that vision for everyone here. So this is our theory of change. So we believe that there are kind of three activities which create impact with data. So stewarding data, so holding it, maintaining it and sharing it, creating information from data, so products, services, tools, visualizations, things like that, and then deciding what to do with that data. So from those products and services, kind of us as end users, what we would do with that. However, we know that people hoard data, so on the right-hand side, because they think they'll get more value from holding it themselves, so they don't want to share it with other people. We know that this doesn't lead to the best impacts and can limit products and decisions being made. So we try to combat that by building a better infrastructure around data, building better capabilities around data, and enabling more open innovation so that people can see the good things do with data. And then on the other side, we've got kind of fear of data. So I'm sure everyone is aware of the kind of many examples we've had over the last few years of ways in which organisations have kind of put people's trust, people mistrust organisations with data. So people kind of have these fears and might miss the good ways that it can be used. So we're working to build that trust by making sure there's ethical use in data, creating equity in that use, and engaging people affected by it. We obviously need to work on both sides of that, as the world is now, and we're just one of many organisations working towards that kind of good balance, so that we can get to that middle part of the theory of change and positive impact of data. We know that the behaviour of stewards and creators in society is influenced by others, so we also need to work with those people too, so regulators, advocates, advisors, suppliers, the media industry and researchers to get to where we want to be. This is the data spectrum that we work across at the ODI. As I said, it's the Open Data Institute. We also work from a kind of closed open spectrum. So right on the far side, you've got closed data, which could be kind of personal data or very sensitive data that can't be published openly, right across to open. So, published openly for anyone to kind of find, access, and use. Has anyone seen that before? Is it useful? So I mainly work on our research and development programme, which is a 3-year UK government funded programme. We're just coming to the end of year 2 of that. The goal of that programme is to advance knowledge and expertise in how data can shape the next generation of public and private services and create economic growth. There are 3 main themes that we have running through that, with kind of loads of different projects sitting under each theme. So the first one is sharing data. So we know that sharing data can lead to improved products and services, and we know that trust is a really key part of that. Building a robust data infrastructure is essential as we become more reliant on data, and also we know that data must inspire and fuel innovation. So we've got kind of loads of different projects running throughout that. One of those projects this year has been how we can increase access to data while retaining trust. So, back in April last year, we started to talk to loads of different people from both public and private sector organisations around how they were kind of trying to share data and the barriers that they might be coming against. So, probably not surprisingly, we found that loads of people and organisations are trying to increase data. However, they were using loads of different ways to do it. It wasn't quite clear that they understood what different models were available, or whether they were kind of using the right ones. It was very confusing. There weren't many kind of defined terms that people were using. So we looked to kind of chart that world of data access to help kind of take away the jargon of it. As I said, situate open data as part of the wider world of data access, and also provide guidance to people who want to increase access to data but maybe don't know the best way to do that. So we come up with this data access map. So this is actually the masterpiece of my colleague Jared, who's supposed to be here but he's not. So that's actually just on a whiteboard in our office at the moment, which we've kind of tweeted out about, but we're working on an illustrated, kind of more polished version at the moment. So the reason that we've kind of chosen map is because we think there are lots of people who are exploring different ways of sharing data. There are loads of ways kind of still to be discovered. It's also quite just a fun way to illustrate it. So we've clustered the models based on kind of shared characteristics. Just to say it's a work in progress, like it's part of the research and development programme. So we'll be kind of publishing it and getting feedback on it. It's also just one way of clustering models. So we know that there are loads of people doing work in this area. This is just kind of our take on different models that there are. So I just wanted to draw your attention to a few different ones. So in the middle there's the Collaborador Coast, which is kind of facilitating collaboration. So data labs, data hubs, data marketplaces, and then in the bottom left you've got Techno-Caledonia, so the kind of technical mechanisms for sharing data, so APIs, dashboards, portals, and then the bottom one is unfound ones, so the things that are still to be discovered, the things that people are still exploring. So the next part, I was hoping to be more of a kind of discussion around the different ways people are sharing data, and kind of benefits and limitations of those. So I've kind of picked out 3 that will hopefully be quite accessible to everyone. So open data, so hopefully everyone knows what kind of open data is. The next one is data sharing agreements, and then the last one is data trusts. So open data, so data that anyone can access, use and share. So obviously this is a UK-based example because that's where I'm from, but TfL, so Transport for London, published loads of open data and which makes it possible for private companies such as Google, Apple, City and Alpha to use that to build products and services for consumers so that they can make better decisions based on that. And I think NYC does similar thing, right? So we're trying, at the ODI, we're trying to kind of get all the benefits and limitations together for all the different kind of models that we've identified. So I've just listed out a few, but it'd be really good to get your guys' thoughts on kind of open data and then the other 2 after that. So if I hang around and post this, if we could have a quick kind of brainstorm. Maybe groups or work in the rain or whatever. 25 minutes back. But I'll be around for the next 20 minutes or so if anyone's got any questions. Feedback. Yeah.
Thank you.